I doubt that anyone will be here this early in the morning, but just in case so I can actually see what's going on. Plus I get my own view time. So there's that. Okay. How's everybody doing? I am making some Wishmaker fan art. I just watched it yesterday? Yeah, yesterday. Like at 2 o'clock in the morning. Because, you know, I can't sleep. And, hi baby. As a result, sometimes I end up down rabbit holes that I don't need to freaking be on, and sometimes I don't know how his outfit is. We're just gonna make educated guesses. It doesn't have to be exact. Could it be good? So I may spoil Wishmaker if you're actually like wanting to see it. Not like completely, but well, yeah, probably completely. So this is your warning now because I want to talk about it. So if you're a miracular like me and you don't want to be spoiled and you want to see the episode, find any of my other live streams pretty much. And you'll be fine. But this is your warning now. See, it looks like it crisscrosses in his chest, too. Okay. In Wishmaker, or whatever, his power is to grant your childhood dreams. And like, apparently Marinette's was to be a knit fairy. That design, they could have done so much crazier, and at some point I'll draw my version, because come on, Zach, come on, Thomas, y'all get on the design train. Woo woo! Is leaving the station and leaving y'all behind. Come on now. Now, maybe they were trying to save money or whatever, and it's just a model, a dress that they will use in an alternate form for the background or something. And they didn't want to waste resources for a quick little scene. But at the same time, Knit Fairy, come on. And apparently, Marinette at least has been interested in knitting since she was 6, if not knitting since she was 6. At least according to that logic. I'm not sure. Looks like his outfit does something. I'm just guessing because there's not many good pictures of him yet. Anyway, the Adrian Cat Noir gets hit, and you know what his dumb blonde self's dream was? To be what his parents wanted him to be with, like. Now, it showed a picture of him in the cradle being looked at lovingly by both Emily and Gabriel. So that suggests that he is indeed human, because he's been a baby, and I don't think Santa monsters can be babies. But at the same time, he's never in all of his childhood had another thought run through his head at all. Maybe it's like your first dream. And maybe it was a miswording. Maybe they could have said, I just wanted to make my parents happy, instead of I wanted to be what my parents wanted me to be. And to me, that also could be a sentient monster command. Like, assuming they gave his mind, like, images of what his world should look like. I'm not saying, if he is a sentient monster, I'll be mad. But if he is, like, just playing devil's advocate for, like, a little bit. That's the sort of command you give to a sentient monster. I want you to be loving, kind, and I want you to be whatever I want you to be. Or I want you to do what I say. I think Emily would give him at least some self-control if she was going to use a child as a sentient monster. But at the same time, I swear to God, if he's a sentient monster, I'm going to be so freaking goddamn, excuse my language, mad. Like, for real. I'm gonna be so mad. I think that's as close as I'm gonna get. I'm gonna put him... He's gonna be a bitch to color. Excuse me. Because he's... black is one of these colors I don't really like to actually color something black. I'll do off black. I'll do like a really dark green in the case of Chat Noir. I'll do a more or less navy. One thing I don't feel like the line artwork shows, and I work hard on my line work, and so therefore I want it to show. And whether or not that is a good thing. I don't have a childhood dream. I'll make it actually text, but this is just so... I forget what he exactly says. But I would have loved to seen an actual for realsy dream for poor little Adrian. Like, okay, and this is what this is gonna be. Like, this, it's gonna be a one panel per thing. Where I show how Dream Wisher, Dream Maker should have been for Adrian. Rather than that awful display that they gave me. I know they wanted a semi-reveal, because now Luca knows who both of them, their dummies, are. But at this, like, that was their excuse. They couldn't have made him, had him had a cool dream, but still had him be a chef. You know, I really wanted to be a chef, and he could have been Adrian in a chef hat. Come on. Come the freaking on. I'm sorry to get, like, excited. But come the freak on. And then, like, they could have done that. But no, I just want to be what my parents want to be for me. Boy, you were so abused. Not a single little thought in your head. You're blonde, but I didn't realize how blonde until this moment. Or he could have been like, oh, I want to be a model, and that's why he looked like that or whatever. I wanted to be a model like my father said. Or something a bit more than I just want to be whatever my parents wanted me to be. Boy. No. But what I think it would have been funny, and would have given him away too, not necessarily to Luca, because I don't know if he was, quote, in earshot, but he could have said, as soon as he got hit, you know, pictured his father being hardworking and loving to his mom and to him, and him being like, when I was little, I wanted to be just like my father. Poof! He's Gabriel Grust. And maybe have him close enough to Luca where Luca could have heard him, and then him be like, Gabriel Grust is your father. Adrian! But I guess they wanted to be explicit in the, yeah, for sure he's Adrian. Like, there's no denying this. There's no love child out there someplace with the same dumb father as Adrian. Or alternatively, and this is my favorite. Now, this wouldn't have had a reveal necessarily other than maybe Chat's dumb mouth. But you did, you just don't remember. Let me hit you. To show you. Anyway, again, I'll sort of rearrange this a little. Alright, we're gonna take some black, I guess. But alternatively, Wishmaker could hit Adrian and him be like, I always wanted to be a superhero. Poof! Future Chat, or what future Chat might look like. And be like, ho ho, I'm now my ultimate form. Joke's on you! Ha ha! And then he starts throwing cataclysms with his finger, like in Chat Blanc, but he's all hot, like future Chat, I think, would look. Like with a ponytail and like some green ribbons on his hair. And Ladybug and Viperian are just kind of looking at him like, he wanted to be a superhero. Guess he got his wish. And Ladybug's, like, nose is bleeding. Like, if he looks like that in the future, I'm doomed. Like, after she's been revealed to Luca, of course. And then, somehow or other, because they're all stunned, Chat more or less pins this bad guy, you know, all by himself, and is like, I now know my true potential. Can't you just leave me like this, my lady? Other than the fact that maybe I can't grow up with my friends, such as Marinette. Or, like, he could give himself away just because he's under a spell. He's less whatever, like, I now know who the villain is, let's go, type of deal. I don't know how much of that y'all heard. Sorry. I got distracted. But, I feel like his ears are still off. We're gonna fix that before we actually start to line art. Like, I don't know exactly what he would say and or do that would give himself away as Adrian looking like Chat Noir from the future. But that would be hilarious. Like, it actually backfiring on, like, maybe, I don't know, he looked like more like Gabriel in the future. I don't know. But they didn't give the poor boy a dream. It could have been a stupid dream. Come on. Like I said, Chef Adrian. And that wouldn't have been much in terms of the resources of your episode to give him a freaking chef hat. Unless you want to continue with this Cinti monster bullshit that seems to give you, like, all the power on Instagram and or Twitter. I don't know. Sorry. I'm just not happy with this line. Oh, a little while ago, I had a friend over, and she and I have completely different art programs. She has one called Sketch. I think it's free. Yeah. I don't know that I would want to switch, but it has most things I would want in it. But I'm so used to Procreate, I had such a hard time. So, we ended up drawing each other something, and I drew Chat Noir going like, hey. Now, was it a good Chat Noir? No. Oh, we're both miraculous. So, in case you're like, why did you draw a freaking Cat Noir on her freaking iPad? That's why. Because we're both bananas for it. I should make us some banana bread at some point. I love banana bread. I haven't made bananas so well that typically we don't have bananas left to actually make the banana bread. So I have to specifically buy the brown bananas to make freaking banana bread. Not that there's anything wrong with it. It's just like, I don't know. It seems more, I don't know, weird. Like, maybe I should just get more bananas whenever I get the bananas, and that way we don't have the time to eat all of them. I always have the hardest time drawing freaking Chat's bangs for whatever reason. I don't feel like I draw them quite as wild as the show. Like, there's some where more attuned to what Adrian's bangs look like. I know they're just brushed different, but oh no, his hair looks a little longer. Oh, stretch. Oh. Whether anything will actually come of it or not. That same friend who we traded art programs with, she and I want to create a board game based on Miraculous. It's gonna probably be a disaster. But I will show you. These are all the pages I've got so far with notes and or like the cards. Like, there's going to be cards that you can pull. Most of it's cards, so don't worry. There's not that many rules, like maybe 2 pages. Anyway, this is somewhat like what the board will look like. And your goal is to get to the other person's lair. So, I don't know that it'll actually work or function as an actual board game, but it'll look cool. I gotta do cards for freaking Minora and Hackmath. They're the only 2 left. I did cards for Cat, I did cards for Ladybug, and I did cards for Rena Rouge and Carapace. I feel bad for Carapace though. Like, I gave him some stupid ones. Like, some of them are kind of more funny than others. Like, one of his bad cards is like a Harry Potter reference. It's like, spiders. Why did it have to be spiders? Because apparently he's afraid of spiders. And then another one of his, like, his actual good cards, Tricks, which is the Kwame of the Fox of Alia. He sings the team in the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle theme song every time Nino comes in. I think Nino would find that funny, personally, because I find that funny. And basically, I'm using Alia and Nino as, like, what the fandom would want. So, for example, one of the cards is, like, one of the bad cards is she tries to convince Marinette that Mary Chat needs to happen, that they're perfect for each other. So, yeah, and one of Nino's bad cards is you realize how hopeless and a clueless hopeless cause and clueless your best friend Adrian is. Your new favorite ship will never sail, or something like that. You find out the hamster's name. That hamster better be named like Kiwi, Ham freaking Taro, y'all. Come on. Adrian is clearly a weeb. That would have been funny too. He'd be like, I want to be a magical girl. Poof, ladybug. Or I wanted to be a magical girl sidekick. Poof, tuxedo mask, but cat themed. I want to be a magical boy. There's actually an anime like that. I don't okay, I like it, but I hate it at the same time, and I can't remember Save the World Force or Protective Force, or it's something stupid like that. And what is that anime called? Crunchyroll, where are you? That sounded so creepy. Magical boy, magical boy. I'd have to sign in, I guess. And I don't remember right now. It's not that important. But basically, it's Sailor Moon, but it's boys. And it explains some things. Like, I've probably talked about this series before. But basically, the reason why no one figures out who they are, even though they don't wear a mask and they clearly are the same people, is because they have ultra disguisey stuff. But it'll actually show it. Like, technology can't take pictures of them. People can't see what they actually look like. And the facial recognition won't work. So, again, that makes sense, but it'll actually show what the bad guys and or other people are seeing. So for they'll be doing their little, we'll cure you in the name of love and justice, or whatever their little saying is. They'll do that, and hi baby. Then they'll show the bad guys listening to their little speech about you shouldn't hurt your friends, you should listen to them, blah blah blah. And while they're doing that, their voices are being altered, and their faces are being censored, actually the blur, and it's like, in the name of love and justice, you're going to go down. Really all, deepen the pitch and or heighten the pitch, depending on the character. And it kind of, what the cop shows do for witnesses, basically. Or who for people that anonymous to do. So yeah, that, like, makes sense to me. So it'd be funny if he ended up in that costume. I want to be a magical boy. Poof! He's in a pink, poofy shorts and stuff. That way he'd still have, like, his face shown, but because the magic of that show doesn't exist or whatever, maybe he's still able to be seen. I don't know. Come on, show creators. I came up with like 5 ideas right there. Right there. Bam, bam, bam. Y'all just lazy. Come on. Chat Noir needs to be loved. He is pure psychic now. I feel sorry for the Cinnamon Sunshine Boy. Oh, I'm thinking about starting to get a portfolio together to actually be brave enough to do a convention, assuming that, like, they're still gonna happen next year. I don't know. It's not that I don't think I'm good enough. It's just I'm not sure what to necessarily do. Because I'm pretty sure Miraculous is not popular enough to necessarily warrant me to have all of my booth as Miraculous. And besides, you have to have some of your own art or whatever, like a certain percentage. So, and I don't know what I'm doing. I just like to draw. And I don't really consider that a form of, like, whatever. I just consider that a me problem. It's like, yeah. Me problem. I don't know what I'm doing. I wish I had proper training. But do you know how much art school is worth? More than I'd ever make from it, that's for sure. I did think about going back to community college or something for a bit more training. But not that that's, like, the best thing. But just to kind of get some feedback. Because that's why I share art, is to get some feedback and to, learn how to improve or know what I need to improve on. Because you look at your art and you're like, yeah, this is pretty good. Maybe not as good as Mary Mo from down the road. But for the most part, most of the time, I am happy with my pieces. Could they be better? Yes. But are they most of the time the best that I can achieve with the current skill that I have? yes, I always try my very best to improve each and every piece. And I think for me, at the current stage of art development that I'm at, that's what I'm mostly concerned with. I'm mostly concerned with am I still improving? Am I still enjoying this thing? Want to take this quote skill in the future potentially type of thing. Am I working towards those goals? And one of my goals is to get better at animation, which I worked on some animation not that long ago. That whenever I do a proper story time again, that I'll use it as my outro card. And is it the best animation? No, but I enjoyed doing it, and it looks pretty darn good considering I've had no formal training in that. And anyway, nope. I'm not sure what I'm going to label these drawings as. Ideas that would have been better than what we ended up with, maybe. I don't know. Nope. Now, I will fully admit that I've been on a art plateau for a while. I think I'm finally getting over it to a certain extent. And plateau. But plateaus aren't bad. It just means that I have become consistent and I need to. And if I want that as to be one of my art goals, which once upon a time it was, that maybe I just need to be consistent for a hot minute and then decide that I want to improve a bit more and experiment. Like, I definitely need to experiment more. Like, I only use like a handful of my freaking brushes. It's gotten that bad. But when I'm doing a comic piece like this, or my own comics, the best thing to use is like one of these line art pencils that I love. So there's not really necessarily room to do experimentation. Like, I want a certain look for that thing. Now, if I'm just doing a little quick draw or a, singular illustration, then yeah, I can be a little bit more free. But there's a certain look I'm trying to go for with my quote comic work, and I feel like I'm more or less where I want to be for my comic work for right now. Do I maybe someday want my comic work to have like the gradients and stuff? Maybe. I mean, it does look cool, but I'm just not ready to commit to that, because to do one of my comic pages, it takes me, while working a full-time job, like days to finish, and sometimes longer, depending on how complicated the page is. And I've got other stuff I want to do. I've got stuff, I want to hang out with my friends. I want to play video games. I want to do this. I want to do that. I want to do it all, baby. But it's hard. It's hard to find the time. Like, if I didn't work, or if I had more, like, not till 9 o'clock getting home, then maybe it would be more like easier. But unfortunately, of course, I messed up his perfect bangs. And I forgot to draw his butt. But. I forgot to draw his butt. Oh, one thing I forgot to mention in Dreammaker, they basically made super mean, which I don't think he was that mean to begin with, but okay. Go off, I guess. And, and then, towards the end, they basically made him into RuPaul. He even had the same freaking saying. Like, if you can't love yourself, then who can you love? Or something like that. I forget what he said exactly. I'm just like, you look like a RuPaul. You sound like a RuPaul. RuPaul? So, okay, I try to be as respectful as I can be. So is Alec now a drag queen? Question mark? And if so, what is their preferred pronouns? Because, okay, typically, I only know this because I liked RuPaul's Drag Race once upon a time. Typically, when a performer, they'll have their own pronouns as the actor, in their quote, street clothes. So they could still be known as a him, as their civilian identity or whatever. Or they could still be a she or a they. But typically, as when they're in costume, performing as, Latrice Royale, who is one of my favorites. I don't even know if she's still performing. And I can't remember now her freaking civilian name. But typically when she's dressed up as Latrice Royale, I can't hardly say her name right. She's so funny and so sweet. I actually met her in person. Anyway, you typically refer to her as her. It's supposed to be respectful, or at least it was like 4 years ago. I don't know anymore. I try to be correct and respectful and stuff. At least I attempt to be. But She was really sweet. I wouldn't care to see one of her shows, like, if she still even is performing. She was so funny on RuPaul. But yeah, he's basically RuPaul now. He's RuPaul. What was his... I'll have to look it up now because it bothers me. RuPaul's saying towards the end of like the RuPaul Drag Race show, like after he's kicked off somebody, he's like, remember, if you can't love yourself, how can you expect anyone to love you, or something like that. And those were almost the exact same words that Alec used as like the ending card or whatever. So is he RuPaul basically in this universe? That would have been cool had they gotten the English actor to be RuPaul, or had RuPaul kind of in the background or something as like a side character or whatever. But maybe they couldn't afford. Maybe he was like, this is a stupid kid show. No, thank you. He looks totally different in his, like, civilian clothes. He wore one time in his male gaze, I guess. I don't know. Civilian self, I guess. Non-glammed up. Although I guess he still wore makeup. Anyway, the non-glammed up, without the wig and stuff. He wore this really awesome, like, suit. Oh. Like, it made his waist look so nice. I was like, I don't want a suit to hug me like that. Like, yes. I'm sure he can afford to get whatever his little heart desires, but he doesn't really like to do drag, and he just does it for as a job. So I don't know. I mean, I guess at a certain point you just start to not like your passion if you're doing it for a job. I don't think I would ever get that way with art, but I'm nowhere to the point of being able to make ends meet on it. Occasionally I will do a commission, and that's about it. And I'll sell a dragon. I need to make some more freaking dragons. I don't know. The last one I made was so cool looking, y'all. I hate this hand. It triggers me so hard. Still can't draw hands with the diddle hoop. Hands are dumb, they're meat sausages, and they should really have been easier to draw. Yeah. hate drawing hands. I wonder what time Joanne's open today. Not that I need anything, really. Can't draw hands. Why? You know what? It's just gonna be difficult and it hates me and no. Fine. You don't want to play nice. We're not gonna play nice. We're gonna be mean to you because you're mean to me and I hate you. Sorry, not you, but the picture. The picture. I hate you. The picture. I'm gonna do this one first. Part of it's the weird angle that I'm doing. So part of it's my own fault for the position of arms. And I guess I could change. Ow! I pulled my hair. And I guess I could change it, but I don't really want to. Let's add a layer. Let's put it underneath. Let's take him away. And with Chat's hands, you got the extra layer of the nail to worry about. And Yasha's the same way. Alright, now that we have at least one decent hand, I'm gonna warp it just a little. There we go. There we go. Nope. The delay in this is really bad, y'all. What time is it? Almost 9. I guess I could clean my room a little bit and throw in some laundry. I've got a friend coming later. I think the pinky's the hardest for me. It's like I can't figure out where you go. There's not any logic to this. Sounded like gold. Where the rings like This may not be the prettiest thing on God's green earth. But it works. Maybe. Alright. I think that's as good as it's probably gonna get. I'm gonna alter the hand again, just to kind of position it correctly. There. And then we're gonna... Good enough. These fingers need to be moved. Nail. The position of the nails are, I think, a hard thing too. That's what makes them more difficult to work with. Chat needs to learn to lockpick, though. Y'all, come on. He really does. It'd be such a useful skill. And they'd be like, what? And he'd be like, yeah. I learned it so I can get away from my father. So, to those who like to watch my stream, do you feel like I'm an incoherent mess 90% of the time? The answer is probably yes. And the reason is because I'll stream after I work or late at night after I get everything done. I'm going to start to try to stream in the mornings. That way I might stand a chance at being coherent, maybe. And, because I'm awake, I may not be perfect, but I'm at least coherent. And I stay better, like, on one subject. Maybe, again, not perfect, but I do better. But that's not really saying that much. I'm bad about that in my normal conversations. I'll be like, what was I saying? I don't remember now. It must have not been important. And then like an hour later, I'll be like, oh yeah, blah, blah, blah. Or 2 days later. This little mini comic series is going to take forever for me to finish. Because I've got now like 3 ideas that I think would be funnier than what they ended up with. Like, poor Adrian. And I might draw the 4th where it's like, instead we got this. and have like a duck face or something that he does. Like, hoo-hoo. Come on, people. You gave Marinette a knitting fairy. You couldn't came up with something. Black going to start a cheese shop with Adrian. You can't eat cheese and then want to sell it. That was like the cutest thing. That'd be funny if one of his owners had been a cheese shop, a cheese connoisseur, and that's why Plag loves Camembert. Maybe one of his favorite owners liked Camembert, or maybe he just does it because he's secretly an a-hole. He's like, I found the stickiest, smelliest cheese that at least most people can afford. Because Camembert is not really that expensive. Like, it's moderately priced cheese. The average person could afford Camembert. And it's basically, usually for a good amount, like not what Plag is going through, obviously. But, you know, to a certain extent, what Plag goes through probably would be those little round packs are like $5-6, I think, here in the US. And they may be a little bit more. So maybe if his owner's on a more of a budget than Adrian obviously is, Plag adapts to a certain extent. Like, okay, I see this kid is dirt poor. You know, I'm not going to make him buy me expensive cheese. So let's get him to have cheddar or brie, you know. Or whatever he thinks, you know, if he woke up in a slum, would he necessarily expect more expensive? Like, I think Adrian probably gets him more than just Camembert. That's just his favorite. It's just like whatever stinky cheese Plag wants, it's like, that's what I've got. Plag, you know most cats are lactose intolerant, right? Just telling you. So I wonder if Adrian, during the night owl incident or whatever, if he was being serious a bit about being lactose intolerant, or if he was just thinking he was being funny. Because I wouldn't put past him to think it was funny. I really wouldn't. Oh, this drawing, I feel like it's going to take 10,000 years. 10,012 billion years later, Jillian will have the light art done for this. No, I messed up on the curve. I maybe need to get a new tip for my nib. Or a new nib for my tip, or whatever. For the pencil. That sounds so dirty. I need to get a new nib for the tip. I wonder sometimes if these people who name these things, like, realize. Like, I need to get a new tip for my head, or nib for the head. Oh, heck no. Let's get rid of this for a second, so I can actually see what I'm doing. I feel like I'm the world's worst about doing little extra lines here and there. Like, okay. At least I'm making progress. This arm's not right. Come on, Chef Adrian. No, maybe we just need to feel more sorry for the poor boy. Or maybe they were trying to hint out, yes, he is a sentient monster. I swear to God, if he's a sentient monster, I'll take a freaking flight to France and hunt down Thomas's Struck and be like, my dude, why? And then leave. No explanation, just why, and leave. Like, why, and leave. At some point, I've got to draw a picture of Sebastian from Black Butler. One of my friends has been getting me into it. not super fan yet, so don't ask me any questions about it. But I want to do some fan art for it where it's like Sebastian in a Sebastian cosplay. I'm sure it's been done, but that would be hilarious. I've seen some edits, but I don't feel like that's not someone taking the time to draw him in a Sebastian hoodie or whatever. Alright. Sebastian hoodie. It's Sunday. I had the strongest craving for Chick-fil-A biscuits, and I'm like, pretty sure they're closed on Sunday, honey. I haven't had Chick-fil-A biscuit in forever, at least 4 weeks. There was one that was near my work, and occasionally, like once a month or so, I would get a meal there, whether that be breakfast or lunch. And but right now they're remodeling it. Now, by remodeling it, they apparently meant they would tear the whole thing down and start from the ground up. Alright, that's pretty good for chat. Let's draw his stupid staff. Stupid staff. I kind of want it thicker staff, thicker boy. And the end looks more thicker than the top. Okay, we're gonna be lazy. We're gonna be lazy. Yeah, lazy. You all like how lazy I am? Such a bad artist. Such a lazy bee. I should draw that. Like, apparently bees, when they get tired, they'll fall asleep. In flowers and have pollen on their bee butts. And so I need to draw that and put lazy bee above it. Just lazy bee. Not even say the B-E, just the letter B. Lazy bee. That would be interesting to spell a word like it actually sounded. Like, or maybe not how it sounded, but how it would be spelled, but how the letters sound. So for bubble, it would be BEEU, BEE, BEELE, I think, bubble. And like anything that has the letter Z in it would be EDEZEEZED. Sorry, I had to think about it. I always thought that. I know it's more phonetically correct. I think like most of the English speaking world calls the letter this. Hold on. This letter Z. Sure. But as an American spoiled child, I've always heard it called Z. Z-E-E. Like, but that's how it's pronounced more than how, like, in most of our words. Zebra. So, because you don't say a zebra, as far as I know. Like, no one calls them that. It's a zebra. But maybe I'm wrong. Zebra. It might be how it's pronounced in other countries, maybe. I don't know. I'm a sheltered American being. But, like, me trying to say it just sounds, like, weird, and it feels weird in my mouth, and I'm just like, no. No. I think that if I was ever in another country and they told me to say the alphabet, they would be laughing at me so hard when I got to the Z part. Like, and Z. Like, no, that's not right. No, sorry. Not the right thing. I'd be like, I'm sorry. I'm a poorly educated child. I had a teacher in kindergarten who, and this one's not that uncommon, for sevens they would do this. I could not, for the life of me, Z's are like that, or my sevens are like that. She would also make her Z's like this sometimes. Not all the time, but sometimes. And what else did she do? That's all that I can remember right now. But she, starting to get more hungry. Boop, boop, boop. And this is probably going to be on Instagram, and I'm probably going to do a voiceover for it. Once I get it all done, I'll also put on my DA. Hi, pretty girl. You want some treats? You had like a ton last night. You like these? Here. She loves treats, but I'm sure that's true for most animals. These are the Party Mix Friskies lobster mac and cheese flavors. Oh my god, these she likes almost more than any of the other ones. So, ew, Samantha, don't eat them so fast that you puke them back up. Ew. I won't take them away from you. But that's how much she likes them. She'll eat them a little too fast. Ew. But she loves those things. She likes the Temptations, but I think of the things, I think that's probably her favorite flavor. She does not like the Rachel Ray ones, the Nutrish. Oh no. Those are her least favorite. I don't know. They're supposed to be healthier. But she hates them. She's like, nope. I need to draw Chad's abs. Didn't give poor Adrian any abs outside the costume. Like, come on, guys. The suit doesn't hide anything. He at least is more built than whatever y'all doing to the poor boy. But I guess they didn't want to have millions of girls and or women being like, oh my god, he's so hot. I think most people my age consider him their like sunshine child. Now if you're like 14 and would be his age, then I don't see anything wrong with thinking he's hot, because he's a nice looking boy for a cartoon character. I mean, I had a crush on Darian and still somewhat do, and he was like supposed to be, I think he was supposed to be towards the beginning of the Sailor Moon thing. He was like supposed to be 16. I think. 16? Yeah, 16, I think. He was a little bit older than Serena / Ogasagi. I said Darian, didn't I? Momoru. Sorry, I grew up with the 90s dub, and I will call them Serena and Darian till the day I die. And not necessarily on purpose, but on accident. Oopsie. And I had a crush on Gohan when I was like 11, I think. That hand's not going right. No. And they did him dirty when he grew up. Like, and they made him marry Fidel. Ew. Of course, I don't know that anyone would have been good enough for him, for me. It's like, no. I didn't really have a huge, thing for Inuyasha, but one of my friends did. I liked this show, but Inuyasha himself wasn't like, oh, if only he was real. I don't know why I thought Gohan was hot. It was the Cell Saga, okay? If that tells y'all anything. His hair was blonde. He looked like a freaking Cloud from Final Fantasy VII. Come on! Let him live his best Cloud Strife life. He's Cloud Strife without all the baggage. That's what it was. Cloud Strife diet, or Cloud Strife light. Why did you draw that now? No one would understand it, but that's okay. I think it's funny. Hate drawing hands. Drawing hands is hard to do, don't you know? If I complain about it enough, you'll hate it too. Not quite, but... that's like the one area where I feel like I struggle. It's like, I'm having a miserable time drawing them. So you might as well have a miserable time watching me draw them. Nah. I hope you all enjoy my stupid, hands are evil. Why, God, why? I thought it would develop character for you. I specifically designed hands to annoy you, Jillian. Not to, grip tools. Do other things. No. I specifically designed them to annoy you. Dun 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 dun. I think this is as good as it's gonna get. I feel like each attempt I'm getting worse. It's like, we'll get there eventually, folks. It just may take me a while. I don't know, maybe I'll redraw the hand underneath, because I'm just not, no. We'll draw the rest of him first before we come back to visit that. He kind of has a dimple, doesn't he? Johnny. What time is it? It's 9:30 or almost. So there's that. Anyway, y'all, I think I'm gonna get off here and actually be a productive member of society rather than a drawing hermit, and actually like clean my room, do some laundry, all that, adulty stuff that I try to put off as long as I can. And then I'll maybe see my friends up and we can have breakfast or whatever. Anyway, I hope to see y'all next time. And remember to like, subscribe, and all that other good jazz. Oh, y'all want to see the animatic thingy? If I can find it. Where'd it go? No, that's not it. Where'd it go? I do not know. It for myself. No particular reason. Because it's cute. Did I hide it there? No, I don't think I did. Is it somewhere in this mess? Oh, here it is. Okay. Let's see. No, that's not what I want. That's not what I want. Look. It moves! So yeah, that'll be my at the end of my videos now. I don't know, I thought it was cute. Little thing of myself. It needs some help. I'm gonna have to redo it because I'm not happy with it now. I hate that. Oh well, it is what it is. So I'm gonna delete, but I'm gonna redo it, so don't y'all worry. So I'm gonna redo it, and it's gonna look even radder. But that's what I'm planning to have at some point soon. So look forward to that. Anyway, remember to do all the stuff. It really does help me out right now. I'm at 280 subscribers, so I'm moving up in the world. Very, very slowly, but it's happening. I do work really hard. I try to produce decent, humble, wholesome content, I guess. So anyway, bye, I guess. See you next time.